In December 2025, the Indian Parliament witnessed intense political confrontation as the government passed the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajeevika Mission Gramin Bill, popularly known as the VV G Bill. This legislation replaces the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, a landmark welfare law that had defined India's rural employment policy for nearly 2 decades. The bill was passed amid walkouts, overnight sittings, and protests by the opposition, raising serious questions not only about its content but also about the future of right based welfare in India. Now, what is MNREGA? Let us understand its original framework. MNREGA was enacted in 2005 with a clear rights based philosophy. It legally guaranteed at least 100 days of unskilled wage employment to every rural household willing to work. The scheme was demand driven. That means funds followed people's demand for work rather than being capped by pre decided budgets. The central government bore 100% of unskilled wage cost, ensuring that states were not discouraged from providing work due to financial constraints. In case work was not provided within 15 days, workers were entitled to an unemployment allowance, making the guarantee legally enforceable. Beyond employment, Manrega served broader objectives like reducing distress migration, empowering Panchayati Raj institutions, and creating durable rural assets, and acting as a counter cyclical safety net during economic shocks such as drought and the COVID 19 pandemic. Despite issues of corruption, delayed payments, and uneven implementation, Manrega became a lifeline for millions of rural households. But what is the VV Gram G bill? The bill proposes a comprehensive restructuring of rural employment policy. The government presents it as a modern, technology enabled, productivity oriented framework aligned with the vision of Viksit Bharat. While the bill continues to use the language of guarantee, its operational design marks a significant departure from the original Manrega framework. What are the key changes introduced by the new law? First, the guaranteed employment days have been increased from 100 to 125 days per rural household per year. However, unlike Manrega's flexible provisions for additional days during disasters, the new law makes 125 days a fixed and capped entitlement. Second, the center state funding pattern has undergone a major shift. Under Manrega, the center paid the entire unskilled wage cost. But under the new law, most states must share wage cost in a 60 is to 40 ratio with the center. This fundamentally alters incentives and places a significantly higher fiscal burden on state governments. Third, the demand driven labor budget system has been replaced by a normative allocation model. The central government will now determine a fixed annual allocation for each state. Any expenditure beyond this limit must be borne entirely by the state. This effectively converts a legal entitlement into a budget capped program. Fourth, the law allows governments to suspend work for up to 60 days during peak agricultural seasons. While the stated objective is to ensure adequate labor availability for agriculture, critics argue that this provision undermines income security for landless laborers when employment is most needed. Fifth, the nature of permissible work has been streamlined into four categories: water security, core rural infrastructure, livelihood related assets, and climate resilience projects. All works must emerge from Viksit Gram Panchayat plans and align with national infrastructure priorities such as PM Gati Shakti. Why did the government feel this change was necessary? The government argues that Manrega had become inefficient, corruption prone, and misaligned with current rural realities. Official data highlights cases of fund misappropriation, poor quality asset creation, and limited completion of the full 100-day employment entitled by the households. In fact, according to the government, rising digital penetration, improved rural infrastructure, and changing labor markets require a shift from pure employment generation to productivity enhancing asset creation. Technology based monitoring, Aadhaar linked attendance, GPS tracking, and AI driven fraud detection are presented as tools to improve transparency and efficiency. Let us discuss the views of opposition and civil society. The opposition has raised serious concerns over both the substance and symbolism of the new law. A major point of contention is the removal of Mahatma Gandhi's name, which many see as an erosion of the moral and historical foundation of the program. More substantively, critics argue that shifting wage cost to states and imposing funding caps weakens the legal guarantee of employment. Poorer states may restrict job provision due to fiscal stress, undermining uniform national protection for rural workers. Civil society groups also warn that digital attendance requirements may exclude elderly workers, women, and tribal populations due to technological barriers. The 60-day seasonal pause is seen as increasing workers' dependence on landlords and reversing the empowerment achieved under Manrega. What does this entire act mean for rural India? The VV Gram G bill represents a decisive shift from a rights based welfare framework to a managed, fiscally constrained employment program. While it may improve efficiency, asset quality, and monitoring, it also risks weakening employment security for the most vulnerable. Ultimately, the success or failure of this reform will be judged not by its name or intent, but by its outcomes on the ground. If rural workers continue to receive assured employment, timely wages, and dignity, the reform will be vindicated.